What's going on, everybody? Good evening. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Let's go, fellas. It's good to be back. It is good to be back. I missed last week because we had a power storm and a freaking tree took down all the power. It's great to be back here, kicking it with my boys. Welcome to an episode of Command This, episode 369, Capital Concerns. Now, this is the lull. This is the calm before the storm. We're between training camp. We're after mini camp. Slow news cycles.
It's time for everybody to come out with their conspiracy theories and other BS.
That's right. Little things get blown out of proportion, but hey, that's what we're here to do, and that's what we're here to talk about. So, fellas, how has your week been since last Thursday? While we say hi to people.
My week's been all right. My week has been all right. You know, I cannot complain about nothing. Except I'm not even complaining about the heat because I like the summer.
Oh, dude, the heat's been brutal.
100 degrees is still better than 29 degrees any day.
No.
Thank you.
You guys are built differently than I am, man. I know I am the opposite. I would take the cold
cars
every day.
Putting extra clothes on and having to take your shoes off at the door. Fuck all that noise, bro.
I will take the cold.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Like, you put a bunch of extra clothes on, then you start sweating in the cold.
Yeah. And then you gotta go somewhere and take them off.
Hey, dress in layers, man. Dress in layers. I guess, man. It just,
boy. The source of my rant from 2 weeks ago is in the comments.
Jason Donaway, word of the day, loyalty. Terry needs to step up, be loyal to the team that's going to pay him to his last catch. Man, we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Like Ace Bailey.
I expect no loyalty from any player on this team, man. This is a business. Because you know what? The NFL...
You want him to be loyal to you, but you won't reward him for that loyalty.
This team will shit anyone out to dry. Yeah, in professional professional sports, no loyalty, bro, because they will shit you out and find a replacement for you. And just like your job, everyone's replaceable. So get whatever you think you're worth, whatever you got to do to get that. That's my opinion, and I don't think we're even there. I just think this is just being handled in a very quiet and professional manner, and we're just conspiring and thinking. And yes, Jason, what's going on, man? But I would never expect anyone to have a hometown discount. I mean, that's just me. I wanted to get Phil fired up. Man, Phil gets these fires going, and they just take off, man. They just take off. But yeah, talk among yourselves. I'm going to get this thing shared throughout the socials here. We'll share this in the different social media spheres. Oh shoot, they gotta get that going.
While y'all doing that, download and stream Interlude for Lovers.
Oh yeah,
Spotify, wherever you get your music. I'm gonna release some new shit probably August, but
for sure.
Yes, I will say this. So that's part of the reason why I've had a good week. Been bumping a little bit of Dev's music.
There you go.
Bump that on a date.
There you go.
Actually, it worked out well.
There you go.
It's
nice to know that. Nice to know it's my voice in your girl's ear whenever you smash it.
Whispering sweet nothings by Dev.
It was during that. I said played it.
I can send her the acapella versions of those songs. You know what I'm saying? It was just my voice. You know what I'm saying?
Dev, is that available on iTunes?
It's on everything, big dog.
On everything. There you go.
Everything.
I put that on everything. Sriracha. I put that on everything. It's my little Tech 9 reference for you.
I'll send you a link to put in here, Steve.
Okay.
And it'll take you. You can choose if you want to use, Tidal, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that shit.
Yeah, post it in the chat, and we will pump it.
I'm not allowed to do that.
You should be able to, I think. I'm just sharing the video throughout all of the different, Washington Facebook groups. There's a lot of them. Some are good, but none are better than the Washington Football Addicts Facebook group. If you aren't a member, please become a member. We keep the group a little bit smaller than most, and that's on purpose because we don't let anyone in. Because at those other groups, they're spammers. They're from another country. They're trying to scam you, try to say, "Hey, check out this great shirt I got. You can get it here." And it's a link to some knockoff company, which is fine, but that's not the purpose of the groups, man. To have intellectual discussion about the team. And that's what we do to watch the Football Addicts, man. That's what we do.
I don't know about intellectual. We have the conversation.
I mean, sometimes you look at some of those other people. It used to be people just posting selfies, and I think we keep it smarter than most groups.
Yeah, we're some of the old grandfathers of this stuff now, bro.
That's right.
We're the unks.
The unks. Yeah.
Washington
we're those unks that when the young bucks come up, we're like, "Oh, can you hang?" And you talk beer. It's like we're going can for can.
Yep.
And guess what? We still run them right into the ground
every time, man. But that's what we bring to the table. That's how we do it. All in good fun, though. Well, I think that's about the time we get this show started. Tia, forgot to say hi to Tia. What's up, fellas in chat? Tia, what's going on, girl? How you doing? I hope you are doing well. And let's go. Everyone, welcome to the show. Like I said before, this is episode 369. Capital concerns. Calling it capital concerns for a couple different reasons. Pull the comments off here. It's been like I said, it's slow news cycles, but there's been a couple things that risen to the surface of talk. And first and foremost, I do want to talk about a successful season, right? What dictates a successful season in the eyes of a fan, a podcaster, a content, whatever you want to call yourself? We'll just call ourselves fans. What is considered a successful season? Because we went 12-5 last year. This guy, I didn't pick us to go 12-5. I forgot what y'all picked. Dad might have said 17.
I thought we won 13 games. We went for 12.
No.
Regular season. Last season, 12-5.
Y'all both 7 wins, and I said 8.
There we go. 7, 7, 8. So that's what we picked. So
I wouldn't have been hyped about them 7. I ain't going front.
Yeah, far exceeded expectations. Because how many times do rookie quarterbacks, have these seasons? So successful season last year, obviously successful. But now you set a standard. You've set a bar. So if 12-5 was last year, what's a successful season for 2025? I mean, in my personal opinion, we can still have a shittier record than 12-5 and still have a successful season. That's probably not intuitive, but I'd be interested to see from you guys in the chat what dictates a successful season. And real quick before we ask that, we'll say hi to a couple people in the chat. What's up, John? I'm a member, but Facebook gives me the highs. Yep, that's true. Just stop on by. Like I said, it's a little quiet now, but that's our group. Toothpick. First String Podcast. What's good, brother? By the way, if you guys haven't checked out Bleeding Burgundy podcast, they did a fun little Terry's contract in court. Good arguments from both sides. They had prosecution, defense arguing. Pay Terry. Wasn't if you should pay Terry. It was how much and how long you should pay Terry. It was good dialogue. So go check it out.
Who won?
There was no consensus. You got to go to Bleeding Burgundy, bleedingburgundy.com to find out. Jay,
should have put a poll in the chat.
Dude,
what's up, Jay? Commander Nash.
I was trying to simultaneously do this podcast while making a car payment, and I almost put the button for pay off note.
That would have been.
I never met myself for being so poor in my life.
Postmark that. Postmark that, sir.
Yeah.
Check that date. That's
like
for tomorrow.
they'll be up there like Scott's Tots when it's time to get that payment.
I'll tell you what.
I thought I'd have the money.
Do make the dreams come true.
Yeah, I thought I'd have the money, but I didn't, and I'm no closer to what I would have been.
Yeah. Oh man. Hey guys, Commander Nash also raising some money for the hog farmers. Always doing great things. Jay's a great guy. Make sure you go check him out. Always doing the right things, whether it's being the elite super fans or doing great things for the community. So Jay, appreciate you popping in. Tia says fixing the mistakes made last season and be competitive and hungry. 13-4. Okay. What's up, Marcus? Marcus, thank you for posting what you did on Sports View 2. You're kind of giving us the inspiration for tonight. So credit to Marcus trying to, stimulating the thought with a few questions. So, John says successful season is on a sliding scale. Phil, let's start with you, man. Based on 12-5 last year, unexpected. What is the metric for a successful season in 2025, 2026?
Double-digit wins and a good showing in the playoffs. So if you don't win the division, you gotta get to divisional rounds. At least win a game in the playoffs.
Okay.
Let's put it this way: the last time we had back-to-back double-digit win seasons was 1990 and 1991. So we're going on 35 years almost of doing this. So I would say that is what I would consider to be a successful season, mildly successful at least. Is it super successful? No, but you got to start with mildly successful. Ones that we can live with and say, you know what, team still played well. So 10 wins plus, good showing in the playoffs, get to the divisional round, maybe a conference championship game again. If you go anything more than divisional round and 10 wins, you start sliding up the scale. As John Taman said in the comments, and this is a great comment because I totally agree with this. Of course, now I can't pull it up because I suck at production.
That's all right.
But no, not that one. This one.
Sliding scale?
Yes. It's successful season is a sliding scale, right? So there's mildly successful, to very successful, to super successful. So mildly successful to me, the starting point of considered to be successful is double-digit wins and getting to the divisional round playoffs.
Okay. And it's kind of weird because, 44 years old, we're all close to the same age. Won't tell everyone's age unless they feel like it. We grew up at a time where the Redskins were a perennial playoff team. So we always expected for the Redskins to make the playoffs. I'm talking at year in, year out. We would plan our years around it, like our end of season football banquets. Eastern Prince William County Football Club, we plan our banquets around Redskins playoff schedules. Are we at that point for this team? It might be a little too early, but now 12-5 NFC Championship. How do you top that? And it's hard to get to there every year. It's hard, man. The NFL is a very hard game. Ooh, I like the angle switch, Phil. Switcheroo on us, man.
I felt like having a little fun.
Trying to get the IG angles and shit.
I like it. Hotter than Tabasco.
That's the one he uses on his OnlyFans. And a husky muscle.
Trent Phoenix in the house. Marcus says, if we at least get to the conference championship game and everyone is healthy and getting better. So Marcus is a little more open-ended, a little more not a numbers based specifically. Toothpick says from First String Podcast, make sure you guys go check them out. Says they want home field advantage, so they need 13 or 14 wins to have the entire coaching staff come back. They need to win the NFC East, and you got Philadelphia in the way. Some would argue that you don't do this. You don't usually build your team to beat another team. But you could argue a lot of the key pieces we picked up is to counter Philadelphia, the trenches. Like, we never want to get embarrassed 55-23 again. Offensive line. We could not protect Jayden in that conference championship game. We couldn't run the ball in that conference championship. You couldn't run the ball, period, for most of the season. So
for the second half of it.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're addressing a lot of these things. So I'm interested to see how this continues.
Exactly. Deb, what say you, man? So, set the scene. How do you go 12-5 again? And is anything below 12-5 a failure? Like,
No,
what is success for 2025 for you? Or
I actually was talking to Shotguns, who's in the comments about this in the text message not long ago. We were talking about.
Yeah,
I think it's possible that we could win 10 games or so and still be better than we were last year as a team. I don't think record is really indicative or whatever the fuck word is of how the team is as long as it's a winning record. I think that second in the NFC East is probably expected. I don't know if that comes with 10. It'll probably come between 10 and 13 wins to do that.
Yeah,
I think. So I don't think that. I think that should be the expectation, but I don't think 13 wins would necessarily mean that our 10 wins would make us worse than we were last year as a team. Record wise, yeah. But right. I think we just got to win the ones we're supposed to win, man. I think we. I'm waiting to see. Like you said, there's going to be a lot of cuts and pickups here on June 2nd. So what's there now?
It's June 26th, bro.
Oh yeah, fuck. July 2nd. Is that the cut? Is that the
June's
is it July 2nd?
No, June 6th. Was it June 6th?
When does the new free agency start? The next two?
We've already been there. Post June 1 cuts.
Fuck. Well, fuck my point I was gonna make up. But
yeah. And you hadn't seen anything.
I want to see a defensive end come. Even if it's a veteran that only plays on third downs like Fowler was supposed to be. I at least want to see a name at defensive end, man. I'm not sold. I guess if we run forward out defensive linemen out there on base sets with 3 linebackers, then I guess you could technically put Payne out there because that's what he played in college, by the way. But if you but I'm talking about on like nickel and dime sub packages, what are you going to do outside Frankie Louvu to get outside pass rush? And that's consistently. I'm sure you can still the defense team we got from Dallas last year. What's it, Armstrong?
Dorrance Armstrong.
Yeah, I think he can get some pressure, but I mean, I don't see him as a double-digit sack guy. I don't even see him. He's not. I mean, Fowler was good at that. He was good at pass rushing. Nothing else, by the way. Not anything else on the football field was he good at. But pass rushing, we're gonna miss that, bro. I want to see that. I think that's going to be the difference, and health, obviously. But I think that's going to be the difference because we have the number 3 offense in the league, and I think our offense is better. We picked up I think we have a way better offensive line now. Projected. Our receivers look better with the addition of Deebo Samuels and Lane.
Yeah.
So I'm eager to see what I like to see Sennett in the second year. I want to see what B-Rob does. Says he's healthy. I want to see if Eckler can pick back up before the injuries, where he was basically our best player before the injuries.
Yep.
So I want to see. it, man.
Yeah.
If you're asking me to predict right now, I go like 10 wins, 9-10 wins.
I mean, that's not what you said before, Def. For the record, you had 13-4.
Yeah, I mean,
I think 12-5, but still.
Look, man,
Deb said 13-4.
No, y'all tricked me into that. I remember this whole episode.
I got it right.
I know, but I remember that whole episode where I told you, I said, if you go game by game, if you're picking wins and losses, you're always going to pick your team to win, unless, like, if it's a game they can win, you're always going to pick them to win it, even if they don't win. Like if you say Washington plays Eagles twice, I say we win one of those. Normally, because we always do. You know what I'm saying? But it don't mean we don't win both or don't lose both.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's how you kind of go by. I mean,
Yeah, I feel you. That's true.
Injuries going to take place in this.
John says, I don't think it's reasonable to expect another NFC Championship run. True. You got Philly, and then you got I think the NFC North is still a contender with the Lions and the Packers.
Good over there, boy.
Yeah, the West, not really worried about the West. You got the Rams,
Minnesota takes a step
the
back?
Niners, healthy Niners.
You think Minnesota takes a step back? They still got the Bears and
because JJ McCarthy and Sam Howell. Like, you don't know what either of those guys are going to do. So
they said McCarthy looked good though, bro.
He's still a rookie, bro.
But is he going to be better than Darnold was for him last year?
Right, you don't know. I mean, it's wild card. Not everyone's a Jayden Daniels.
What about Darnold go to fucking Raiders?
He went to Seattle.
Seattle, yeah.
Him and Sam Darnold swap, and then Geno Smith went to the Raiders. So, yes, Shotguns. What's up, Shotguns? Said my boy Steve back. What's up, Phil? Ugh, hi, Dev. Hey, Shotguns. A lot of our friends are talking about coming to the Green Bay game. I might have to even think about that one, coming to Green Bay. So we talked about this before. If we go to Green Bay, you'd go out there. So I will let you know. And a lot of our friends in the group chat are going to Green Bay. So that could be fun. See, first two pick.
What week is that?
I have no idea. It is I got it right here. Green Bay is week 2.
Okay, so it's still like decent weather.
Yeah. I don't know if I can pull off going to week 1 and week 2.
So that's like mid-fall up there.
Yeah, it's probably super nice, I bet. Toothpick says you build a team to win your division. So we were just talking about that earlier. I mean, you don't program your team against another team, but you do build your team to win the division 100%. And that goes through Philly right now. Until it doesn't, it goes through Philly. I have they presented odds for the next year's Super Bowl? I believe they have, and I don't think Philly's number 1 again. I've seen a couple of different places, but Jason says,
go ahead.
It's everything. Culture number 1, all the positive comments, commander, opponent comments about the culture, DQ, AP, everyone's approach to their job has been huge for me. Yeah. Different than years past for sure, bro. Sure.
We'll see how much y'all love these motherfuckers. They don't resign McLaurin.
What's up, Yam? Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
What's up, Yam? John says you absolutely built to be the best in the division. Unfortunately, they are in our division.
Man, so, like I said, I feel this is.
I feel like the gap is closing. I don't feel like the Eagles are as good as they were last year.
Well,
and I don't feel like I feel like we are better.
I feel like that's true. But here's the thing. The thing they're good at, they're still going to be great at. They're going to be better at because they got depth at running back now. They don't even have to run. You know what I'm saying? So here's I'm trying to bring up the analogy. Like my Knicks are was in that same boat, right? Almost exactly the same. They built the team to basically beat the Celtics, right? They built their team last year to basically beat the Celtics, and they handled them niggas. But then the next round, you ain't built to beat the team that just flies around and shoots threes and goes over screens all day. You ain't built to beat them. So you lose. So it's scary to think that, hey, we built this team to beat the Eagles, but what if we play the Lions in the second round of the playoffs again?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, I mean, it's wild to think it, but I mean, I like I said, I'll feel a lot better once we get pass rush.
Ryan's logic is schedule is brutal. Hope to make the playoffs, get an opportunity to learn. So I'm kind of on this tip. Like for me, success, not necessarily getting to the NFC Championship again, because I know that's difficult. What I want to see is more balanced ball on all 3 sides, kind of like you, Dev. I don't want to have to worry about the defense. Like I don't want to have to score 60 points a game to win.
And we're going to. I'm
that's not improvement to me.
What I say, 50 or 60 this year.
Yes, and that's what I'm going off of.
It's going to happen this year. I don't know.
That is not improvement to me.
We might even lose that game.
That is a Band-Aid, and that's a terrible Band-Aid.
Hey, the Lions got all the way to the game against us. It's like
and just because you don't get to the NFC Championship, that's not a regression. Phil and Dev talked about this last week. There was some luck last year that got us to 12-5. Like there was some luck, and that's okay. Like all the right things happen. I'm not taking anything away from us, but that's hard to sustain year in and year out. What's up, Deluxe? Was Fowler a name? Who's the next Fowler that's already been signed?
Fowler was kind of a name in Dallas. He played in lieu of Parsons when he got hurt a lot and did pretty well. I take Fowler back, man. Honestly, I know he's gone to back to Dallas, whatever, but I take a Fowler is type of player that only plays third down and gets pass rush. That's what you need him for. Who's out there? The guy from the Bills, he's still out there?
Von Miller?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like someone like that would be awesome. He doesn't have to play a full, defensive session the whole game, man. He just plays the third downs and the meaningful downs.
Yeah.
I think that'd be an awesome pickup, by the way.
Marcus thinks we got more coming.
Or trade for Hendricks.
Yeah, that's to be determined. Let's pay Terry first and figure that out.
Nah, pay Hendricks first, then get Terry.
Ryan says Jadeveon Clowney and Zadarius Smith.
One of those. Yeah, that would fit perfectly what we need if they got one of those.
And I think that you can get Clowney will be
awesome.
Deal.
Clowney will be awesome. He plays the run very well also.
Yeah. I mean, for me, success is not going back to the NFC Championship. It's balance on all three units. I mean, the special teams is pretty good, but the defense, I got to see more from the defense and a run game. I need to see a run game, a consistent run game with these, with Bill, with, Jacory, whatever you want to call it, whatever his name's going to be. I want to see that.
Bill.
Yes. We got a little super chat from Nero says we have to split at Philly at a minimum, stand toe to toe in every game.
That's generally how it goes.
Nero, hold this L. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
But that is like, that's true. DM's right. We didn't know what JD5 was going to be. That we're going to win now. We're in more of a win now mode than we are ever. And John says we face a murderer's row of running backs this year. Just looking at the schedule, murderer's row of running backs. You got Bijan Robinson in Atlanta. You got, I don't know who Chicago has. I don't know who Dallas has. You got Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit. Who's that other fast dude on Detroit? Not fast dude. The 1-2 punch they have.
Williams.
Yes, no, Jahmyr Gibbs and
Montgomery.
David Montgomery. Miami has Devon Achane.
Well, Eckler, to all credit, Eckler was leading the entire NFL in yards.
He was
when he had the concussion in week 7 or 5, 6, 7 runner.
Yeah,
he was leading the entire NFL in yards. Man, he was our best player. I know everybody. The year obviously is Jayden Daniels' squad. But Eckler was the best player on the team, bro, until he got that concussion.
Yeah.
So and he was all pro. I know it was just returner, but that's still everybody else ain't got one.
Yeah,
because that easy. Why ain't you got one?
I think a lot of that has to do with why we went so heavy on trying to stop the run. Every defensive acquisition in the front seven was more for run stopping purposes. Yeah. We got defensive ends who are run stoppers. We beefed up the interior of the defensive line. Everything is we've got to be able to stop the run. And that's because the run game's back.
Yeah. DeAndre Swift is in Chicago. There you go. John says Eckler's one sneeze away from another concussion. Yeah, they shouldn't have him on any kick returns this year. You got to just go ahead and nip that in the butt.
That's why we got Jalen Lane.
I will put him back there. Y'all tripping.
Hey, anytime he sneezes, you got to hire somebody.
He made all pro back there, put him back there and Bill back there until Bill becomes a starter.
Yeah.
If Bill becomes a starter, I'll put B-Rob back here.
Fair.
Hey, kick returns matter, dog. They're easier to run back and they matter, bro.
Kick returns matter. That's true.
Just as much as him catching fucking 2 passes out of the backfield he's gonna catch.
Yeah.
I would 100% keep him on. I wouldn't put him on punt returns, but I would 100% put him on kick returns, bro. Especially on like kick returns after they scored. Like on the opening kicks and shit, that's cool. But I'm talking about after they score and stuff, for sure I put him out there, though.
Yeah.
That's what he's there for.
Take
him off offense.
Quickly, that makes sense.
Yeah, take his ass off offense. You got Bill.
You got Bill. Kill Bill.
Bill.
Just a reminder, guys, if you're watching this, please hit that like button for us. It helps with the algorithm. It helps boost the channel. We really appreciate that.
We ain't good enough to set players because we don't want them to get hurt.
No, we're not. We'll take what we can get, though. So let's talk about this next topic. We kind of hinted on it before. We said we were going to talk about it, but Terry's contract. Please don't insinuate anything that we're saying, this could be a distraction, not be a distraction, but you got to come to reality. And a lot of times holdouts are a distraction. It doesn't matter who it is. Think about all of the different people who's held out before. So Dev, let's start with you and everyone in the chat chime in. If Terry's contract continues going into training camp, we have those dates. Will it be a distraction?
Yeah. I think if 2 days in, I think first, second day, maybe not. Second day, I'm kind of getting nervous. Third day, I go full panic mode, though.
Yeah.
But do y'all think that's going to happen? They holds out
a month away. I'm not worried about it.
Do you think he holds out? I don't think it'll be a distraction if he doesn't hold out. But I'm assuming if he isn't signed, he holds out. If he holds out and it's like 1 or 2 days in the camp, are you starting to panic at that point?
I'm not even worried about it happening.
What would you take for Terry in the trade if they ever came to that? What would you take?
So before we go into that, let's just talk about how receivers have not netted what people thought they were worth over the last couple of years. Even the best receivers have barely netted what people think they're worth.
We got Debo for a 5.
And you had other people like when Devontae got traded. I mean, these guys are going for
what did Metcalf go for?
DK? I want to say
second, right? Am I tripping?
A second round pick, second and a 7th. But they also swapped with a 6th. So
they
gave 2 picks and swapped.
Rephrase the question.
But he had 11 last year.
If we get a couple days in training camp and Terry hasn't signed, will our media make it a distraction?
Of course they will, because they need something to talk about.
Well, I mean, unsigned and not showing up.
Your answer.
So. If not showing up and not showing up to camp because you don't have a contract, and showing up and not having a contract are 2 different things, all right? So if he shows up to camp and he's not re-signed, I wouldn't give a fuck.
So, perspective. Terry signed his last deal July 6th in 2022.
Oh, it was June 22nd. Oh, never mind then.
All right, July 6th. So we're not there yet. We're getting close. We're about a week away from that. It's pretty close.
We really haven't heard any news on
well, actually, I see 2 things now, Phil. Now I see June 28th, 2022. Maybe there's some technicalities as far as when it becomes official, whatever. But anywhere between June 28th and July 6th. We'll just call it that week. So we're approaching that period of time. And if it goes past that, man, I think it has the potential to be a very big distraction for the team. He's such a huge part.
The concern meter will certainly go up.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly worried about it. I haven't heard anything that they're still way far apart. I haven't heard anything where they're way far apart or anything like that. So I think that they're coming closer as time goes on. If things were still way far apart, we'd be hearing about it every day.
Yeah.
By the way, I think Bill's going to be Bill and your boy from Louisville. I think we're going to be the camp guys this year. They're going to be the ones everybody's. Oh, they're going to keep these guys. I'm telling y'all now, those 2 guys are going to be the ones. It's going to be Bill and Louisville nigga.
The undrafted guy.
You got to feel it, Steve.
I forget his name.
I have to.
Undrafted, right?
Yeah, I'm a Louisville guy and I forgot it.
Yeah. Shame on you.
Brooks. Damn it.
What's his first name? Ja'Cory Brooks. It's very Brooks. Similar to Krosky Merritt. Yeah.
Ja'Cory Brooks. Yeah, it's gonna be Ja'Cory Brooks and Bill preseason. Dog.
You know what's funny? They're both named Ja'Cory. They just the guy from Louisville has a JA' Corey, and then Bill has just Ja'Cory.
Oh yeah. Bill's name is Ja'Cory. Yeah,
it is. That's what confused me. I forgot they're both.
Shit.
Yeah.
I
think it's a distraction. It's largely media driven. Guys in camp are trying to make the team.
No, I think it's legit. I think it's a legit concern too. I mean,
yeah, it is. I mean,
if he misses, I'm not counting if he shows up without a contract. I'm not counting that as a distraction. But if he doesn't show up for camp after about at the second day, I'm asking questions at that point. Dog. I'm thinking third day, I'm like, he's probably not going.
Yeah. Marcus says he believes he'll be signed before training camp. If he does not, it will be a distraction. You want to go into camp with all your people. Still trying to sign Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper?
He's a free agent?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like why would you dedicate any kind of money to Amari Cooper? Who would at best at your team be a third receiver and you're trying to grow Lane and grow McCarthy? I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like.
Well, like I said before, you're in a win now mode.
Yeah, if you want to win now mode, why'd you pick a receiver in the second, whatever round though? Like, if you didn't want to play him.
Yeah.
This is a weird thing. I mean, I guess. I mean, he is a good receiver. Don't get it twisted. I would be happy to have him.
So you got
even worse on Madden.
Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Gabriel Davis, and Nelson Aguilar, and DJ Chark are like, that's your slim Tyler Boyd. Those are your slim pickings of available. Jamison Crowder still available, but there ain't a whole lot of talent out there.
That's what it would be. Like, but we got like 100 slots too. So
Allen Robinson, remember Allen Robinson? He's available. Nobody's out there.
Who's the top guys you name?
Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Gabriel Davis. He's gonna demand the highest money.
He's productive.
His market value right now says he's about 11 million. Amari Cooper's sitting at about 18. I don't know, man. You probably just can't roll with Debo. Terry's not gonna hold out. What are we talking about?
We're talking about. He said a Noah Brown injury. He didn't say Terry.
Yeah, I don't know. You could pay Terry and go get Amari Cooper, man. I don't think you need to.
Yeah, I think you just love the ones you with.
Yeah, love the one. Deluxe said distractions for fans and media does not mean distracting the locker room. That's true because a lot of times they block out the noise. It's business size, man. It's business. Jakor, yeah. Sorry, guys, we're a little late. He goes by Eddie. 1 year veteran deal. Oof. Whose wide receiver room is deeper, Washington or Philly? Well, let's just look at their roster.
They didn't resign your boy. From our team that we gave
Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, they ain't resigning.
For their wide receiver room, let's just take a look. Jahan Dotson is still under contract.
I thought they didn't.
No, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. But here's the.
I wonder if I can get a Ja'Cory Brooks jersey.
He's coming through. Okay, let's take a look here. You have AJ Brown, great. Elijah Cooks, don't know. Darius Cooper, rookie. Jahan Dotson, we know who he is. Danny Gray, Giles Jackson, Terrence Marshall, Taylor Morin, Aeneas Smith, Devontae Smith, very good. Avery Williams, Johnny Wilson. So yeah, you're on to something. Deluxe, maybe our wide receiver room's a little bit deeper with Terry McLaurin, Debo Samuel, Luke McCaffrey, Noah Brown, KJ Osborne.
You don't have a Devontae. You don't have a Devontae Smith on the other end of Terry, the way that AJ.
Right.
AJ.
Yeah, but they don't have a Debo on the other side of AJ.
They have more talent.
I guess more depth. Debo is, but
depth or talent. Where we?
Debo's a better football player.
Right.
Healthy.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I can take that. I would say that Debo would be that guy, but it would be the first time we've had that kind of a guy.
Yeah.
Across from Terry, but he does completely different things than Devontae Smith does. Yeah. Devontae Smith is another guy who gets downfield the way AJ does, and we don't have anybody who gets downfield like that as so far. Now Debo may be able to do that.
Well, I might get one of these Ja'Cory Brooks jerseys.
Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. Any other points to make on Terry McLaurin's deal? Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time.
Calm down, everybody. It'll get done.
Yeah, it'll get done. MVP season for Jayden. Offensive Rookie of the Year in the bag. Josh Allen won the MVP last year. I'm trying to see what his stats numbers were at 29 years old. He finished with stats last year, 3,700 yards passing, which is a little bit low for him. 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, very, very efficient numbers. From a rushing perspective last year, where's his rushing numbers at? He had 531 and 12 touchdowns. So 28, 28 passing touchdowns, 12 rushing touchdowns. So 40 total touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That got him MVP. I'm pretty sure Jayden can do that too. And he only had 500 rushing yards. So if the numbers are there, we're close. Can Jayden have an NFL season?
It just kind of depends on what the other guys do.
Well, true. It truly does. But Jayden Daniels last year, 3,568 yards and 25 touchdowns. He was 200 yards short of Josh Allen and 3 yards short on touchdown passes. And he threw 9 interceptions to Josh Allen's 6. And from a rushing perspective, last year,
blew away.
He blew him away. 891 yards.
Well, I think Lamar Jackson should have got the MVP anyways. Right? Lamar Jackson's stats are way better than Josh Allen's.
So yeah, they just didn't want to give it.
Lamar Jackson's got an MVP a second year too, by the way.
Yeah,
we're doing the comparison. He got one his second year in the league. Lamar Jackson got one. He only played like 8-9 games the first year.
Yeah,
but
I do want to compare these stats real quick, head to head, just so we can look at them.
Jayden Daniels jersey is $174 right now, bro.
Jeez. These were the stats last year on the surface.
Put Lamar's up here.
I'll put Lamar's up there too. Maybe we can go.
I know you need to put up there Danny Downs and Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
man, that's just crazy. Who's Lamac?
Return to Mac. All right, here we go. Let's get these results here. There you go. All three.
Look at that. One of these niggas did MVP. That's some crazy shit, bro. Like the NFL is wild, bro. I told y'all this was going to happen too. I said, hey, man, there's no way to give this nigga 3 MVPs with no Super Bowl. Just like they won't give Jokic, who should have got MVP in the NBA this year.
Hey, man. Equal opportunity for all the quarterbacks.
Bro, that's some wild shit. Josh Allen, DEI MVP, bro. And that's how the world has turned. They starting to give white guys just awards.
I mean,
I'm just kidding. Josh Allen's more than deserving of an MVP.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback.
He just shouldn't have won this year, bro. This year he got whipped in every statistical category, and he had to head against this nigga.
He did. He had the rushing touchdowns, and they weren't tush pushes. In his In his fairness, he actually legitimately.
And he has a legit running back that can steal from him too.
Who was his running back?
Derrick Henry.
No,
yeah, he did all that running. He did all that with the Derrick Henry on the team.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Josh Allen. I can't remember Josh Allen. It was Dalvin Cook?
Yeah, the other Cook.
James Cook.
Cook, not Dalvin Cook. Yeah, I'm sorry. Got to mix it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so is it possible for Jayden Daniels to have an MVP season? And this is kind of what you're going up against. He's close, bro. He's right. He's not far off from any of these dudes. He's really not.
More accurate.
69%. He's more accurate than all of them.
He does have least amount of passing yards and yards per game, but he's also right behind Lamar in rush yards. Although he did have more carries, he did have more touchdowns rushing than Lamar as well.
He also played 2 less games. Really, he played 1 drive against Carolina, and he didn't play a whole second half against another team.
Yeah. There's no attempts on there. Rushing attempts. Jayden had more rushing attempts than all of them.
It's hard for me to believe that, man, Lamar Jackson had 4,000 yards and almost 1,000 rushing.
Yeah.
And didn't get MVP.
41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions to me, I think, is the one.
It's
insane. 41 touchdowns. 41 touchdowns passing, 4 interceptions, 4,000 yards receiving, and almost 1,000 yards rushing, dog.
I mean,
I will say this. I think
and did not win MVP.
Derrick Henry's presence.
It's fucking crazy.
Takes away, because I think a lot of they look at is who does the players, if the players on offense, how much of the rest of the team's talent they rely upon. I think that Derrick Henry, being as good as he was and is, did in these writers' eyes give them justification and not give
the MVP. He still had 900 yards rushing.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just presenting what would probably be part of their argument.
I bet 4,000 of them yards came in the air, did not go to.
Hold on. I want to find out.
To that nigga, Derrick Henry.
What is
You know who hasn't been that good in the last 2 years? Like as far as we're talking about greats, Mahomes. You know who's outplayed them? Baker Mayfield.
A lot of people.
Baker Mayfield, the last 2 years in the league, 2 to 3 years, have been better than Mahomes, dogs. Every statistical category. There's not one thing he's better.
Derrick Henry had almost 2,000 yards.
And Lamar still had 1,000.
Still had 1,000 and 4,000 passing.
Derrick Henry averaged almost 6 yards a carry.
Yeah,
that's madness.
That's why he didn't win MVP as Derrick Henry. But here's the thing: he still had almost 1,000 yards rushing and 4,000 passing. That's fucking crazy, bro. That's crazy. Who's their offensive
Baltimore really has no reason to have not won the Super Bowl last year.
Who was there? Yeah, they should have won. They should have won the last 2. Last year was the one they should have won. Like that's gonna haunt him forever because I don't think they'll be ready. I don't think they'll be Super Bowl favorites
Well,
this
that
year,
happens
man.
when you lean on a guy like baby back bitch over there at tight end for them.
Man, dude, it's crazy to me to even. It's crazy to even think about that, dog.
I don't know. I'm not looking at these numbers. I'm beginning to think that maybe Derrick Henry should have been MVP.
Man, he should have been at least he should have. He was a better choice than Allen, in my opinion, man.
You
want to be honest.
Compare Derrick Henry to Saquon Barkley.
Because here's the thing you got to think about. Lamar Jackson took away from Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry was less than 100 yards behind Saquon.
Yeah.
On 20 less carries.
With Lamar Jackson taking 1,000 yards from him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he gave Lamar Jackson 1,000 yards.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah, Saquon had one less game. One less game for Saquon. He had 16 games versus the rest of these dudes played all season. A little more passing, game.
He ran more than Derrick Henry.
He did. Because that just tells you the offense that Philly was running.
5.9 to 5.8. Derrick Henry's
one less game and 20 more carries.
Derrick Henry's year was better.
Yeah. So see, for the Ravens, this is an argument you can say for yes, Lamar Jackson is talented, regardless of what you have on the For the Eagles, Jalen Hurts only threw for that dude threw for 2,000 yards and 18 touchdowns. He ain't doing what Lamar Jackson did.
Man.
With Derrick Henry,
Lamar Jackson's the best. I didn't say this until Phil made me realize it when we did the best quarterbacks in the league, and he picked Lamar, and I had Mahomes, and you have to look at it, man.
Yeah,
Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. I'm not going to take that from him, but the best player in the NFL is Lamar Jackson. He's been an MVP candidate every year he's into the year healthy. There's not been one year that he's not first or second in MVP votes that he ends the year healthy. That's not one. So that's crazy. No one thinks about that shit, dog. This motherfucker had 4,000 passing yards and almost 1,000 rushing with a nigga that almost had 2,000 yards rushing on the team. With 40-something touchdowns and 4 interceptions. That's fucking nuts, bro. There's no way they should have. I wish the NFL could just tell you how that happened. Have they gave out the ESPN Sports Man of the Year award yet? Because he's probably going to win that.
The Walter Payton Man of the Year, all that stuff?
Well, no, the other one. Don't they have the NFL MVP of the Year? Then they also have the other MVP of the Year they give out, the Players' Choice Awards, what the fuck the things are.
I don't know. I don't remember.
It might just be the NBA that does it.
Could be, man.
But, hey, Allen, I don't want to punch down on Allen because Allen deserves MVP candidate all the time, too, man. He's definitely a worthy dude, no knockdown to Allen, but that's Lamar Jackson.
Speaking of Jayden Daniels, his mom posted this. She uses HTTR a lot in her hashtags, but she always, she writes HTTC, HTTR. But today she wrote my last hashtag. He's ready. Now everyone's speculating, is she talking about my last one in this post, the HTTR, just throwing it out there. I'm not trying to say there's a conspiracy theory, but she says my last hashtag. He's ready.
What's the conspiracy?
Hail to the Redskins. That's people are running with that. That's what I'm saying. People are running with that. Saying
that she using both all the time.
She uses him. She's always used both of them since he's been on the team. Always.
Going back to her. My last hashtag. Look at the last one.
That's what people are saying. That's what people are saying.
I hate to say this, but they also think that because we're going to be getting the throwback uniform next year, that in 2026, we're going to have full-on old Redskins jerseys, and that's going to lead to the name change. They said, don't make it easier when they change the name back. I'm like, when?
Because that's coming. But anyway, this is funny. This is causing a lot of stirring the pot on X anyways, that people are pointing to that HTTR.
Live in Texas.
Yeah, man. It was funny. Thought I'd point that out. Okay, let's talk about RFK drama, man. The stadium, it's back. It's rearing its ugly head again. If you haven't paid attention, there's been quite a few things regarding the stadium, and I do want to start real quick with one post here. If you know Eric Flack, he's a reporter for I think WUSA 9, I believe. Don't quote me. He's got a quick blurb. We'll share it right now.
Make a like a high, make a honey ho.
Make a like a high, make a honey ho. He said, just talked to a DC council member who got real about the Washington Commanders. Want out of a timeline to approve the stadium deal.
Johnny Bravo.
So the team wants 2030, right? Because they want to be able to host a Super Bowl. They want to be able to host the World Cup. So they are adamant. And for this to happen, the vote has to happen by July 15th. That's 2 weeks from now. And the DC council members are like, we can't make it happen that fast. So they're getting pressure from the Commanders front office. They're getting pressure from Mayor Muriel Bowser. And that's what's going on right here. I guess there's too much for them to rush a vote is kind of the premise.
Put that shit back where FedEx is and say, fuck it, dog.
Hey,
that can happen. DC Council doing what DC Council does best. That's
I think it'd be a nicer stadium because it'd be bigger. It would be bigger.
Well,
it would have
what this dude has to say.
I don't live there though, so
down here at the Wilson Building, and just had a really frank conversation with one DC council member about this stadium timeline for the Commanders and whether or not DC Council is going to meet the Commanders' timeline to approve the stadium deal. And this council member, who I'm not going to name, but they said I could kind of speak about what they said, told me, look, the idea of this July 15th or mid-July deadline to approve the deal is ludicrous. That was the word they used.
Ludicrous.
And they're knee deep in the budget right now, and that's a big deal at a time of budget deficits for DC Council and everything that's going on with the federal government. They are focused on the budget, and stadium is just not something that they can focus on, according to this council member. And so will it likely get stripped from the budget? Probably. And then the council will have to focus on the stadium issue specifically. And this council member said, look, I want to help the Commanders out. I want them to be ready on time. Remember, the Commanders have said if the deal is not approved by August, this is really going to threaten their timeline to be ready for the 2030 season, to bid on things like the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, World Cup.
They said they could miss out on huge economic opportunities for them and for Washington, D.C. But this council member said, look, I was elected to do a job. And that job is to scrutinize huge transformative deals like this stadium project. That's what my constituents want me to do. And I can't be rushed. I can't focus on this right now. And I think other council members feel the same way. And I can't, rush through it even in August. And will 2 months, will extending the conversation into September, will it really put the Commanders back? Well, the Commanders are starting to argue, yes, it would. And in this tight time frame, less than 5 years left to go before they want to open the stadium,
5 years.
Every month, every 2 month delay is magnified. And I think council members actually understand that. But at the same time, they feel a responsibility, they said, to kind of.
All right, we're not going to belabor that, but that's where he's coming from.
Wow, it's amazing when they pick and choose to do that. It is amazing, isn't it? Isn't it, people? It is amazing when politicians pick and choose at any level of government to actually give a damn about their constituents and scrutinizing budgets and things like that. Wow, it is amazing how most of the time they couldn't give a damn unless it's time that the camera's on them and they can grandstand.
What we still haven't heard is what is their rub on it? Like what about it do they not want, or is there something that they're not getting in this deal? Like we still have not heard any of that.
Like there's more money in other projects. That this is not the best opportunity for them to make more money.
But none of them are saying we don't want it. They
can't do it right now. We got
else do you need?
We got to delay. We got to kick the can down the road because that's what politicians do. And 90% of the time, it's impede the progress. All right.
JP says right here, there's an important caveat around the discussion of a retractable roof.
Yeah, but that's stupid.
Not a bargaining. Like who cares?
No one ever uses them.
Even Mayor Bowser. We've secured a partner finally in the Commanders who will bring $2.7 billion to kickstart the development. That would never happen under Dan Snyder.
I hear you. I'll tell you another thing that could be happening here, though, like some posturing. Maybe this guy just wants you to approve it in the last minute just to get his name.
But come out and say what you want. Like I personally have not heard what do they want. Okay, we can't do it because of what? I get it. That's
the thing is none of them speak out and actually say this is what's the holdup is.
Right.
This is what we have to debate. Right? They just say, "Oh, we can't do it. We can't do it. We can't."
Robot Phil.
Phil gone into the upside down, bro. To the void, nigga. Okay. Look at his paws.
I feel like we should. Spotlight him. Like I missed it. Phil was frozen. I was trying to highlight it. Couldn't get to it on time, but
it's gonna be live. We can go back and look at it.
Yeah, that's true.
Take time.
Phil Ballock, what's up, Phil?
I went into the void, didn't I? Right as I was making a point. I'm telling you, somebody in DC cut my internet real quick.
They did, man. Lux is not worried. Deal will get done. It's political maneuvering. Teams doing the right thing by applying pressure. And this is the first time we might actually be seen as the bad guys in air quotes. They're trying to get this done.
No, we're not.
No. In the eyes of some people, but all they're trying to do is secure that deal for the reasons that we already stated: economic development, the World Cup, a Super Bowl, all those other venues that you talked about before, Phil, WWE, UFC, all of those things that have the possibility, the concert series of coming back. You're missing out on all that, and 2030 is the mark, and that's where they want to go with it. And I get it.
You have to spend money to make money.
5 years to build a stadium. Is that fast? Is that slow? I don't know.
Well, they got to demolish what's there. It's not like you're building on empty ground. There's an existing stadium there that needs to be taken apart.
Yeah, Phil, you know? I don't feel Phil Bullock. I don't think it's about money.
It has nothing to do with money.
2.7 billion is a lot.
You think Bezos is gonna walk in and say, "I'll pay for all this"?
Well, that's what they already got. They already got a suite, which
somebody wants a favor.
The value of a suite is insane at a new stadium.
Somebody wants favors, bro.
2.7 billion. Most of the time, cities fit the whole.
Somebody's holding a politician ransom to make them give them okay on another policy, to let this go through.
It has to. That's how it works. But it's very rare for a team to even offer any money. They're like, listen, you need us more than we need you. Build this stadium. We're giving $2.7 billion, man. Josh Harris is a smart dude.
2/3 of the cost of this development will be
funded
and footed by, more than 2/3 will be fronted and footed by this ownership group. Don't sit here and tell me that Jeff Bezos would have made this happen.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos had got things done in Virginia for HQ2, but that's about it.
Yep.
Bezos would have done the same thing. No one's going to say, I'm going to front this 100% and I'll still pay you tax dollars too. That'd be stupid business.
Everything to do with money, Phil Bullock says. Deluxe says these things will happen at the same time. Stadium get demolished while plans and designs are being. I think it's going to get demolished anyways because it's a decrepit stadium. There's nothing.
Yeah, but the Commanders are the ones paying for the demolition, which saves the city money.
It does in good faith, in good faith.
And then they're going to pay for the demolition of FedEx Field once they move over to the RFK site in good faith and as a good neighbor policy with the state of Maryland. That's a lot of money just in taking things and just in demolishing buildings.
I know.
DC City Council, what this is all grandstanding. Say, oh, we care about the budget. We care about how the taxpayers' money is spent. They really only care when it looks good on camera. But the fact that this person's saying, "Oh, it's ludicrous. I want it to happen." Oh, I want it to happen. I just won't make any action happen to make it happen on time. That to me is absolute cowardice. They would not come out and just say that. All right. If you're going to take a stand as a politician, take a stand. If you're going to say something on the condition of anonymity, it's because you're revealing something that shouldn't be out there, but you're leaking it.
All I'm saying is, you notice throughout all this dialogue, they've never said what they do want. That they just said
exactly. They just said we don't want to do it this way.
Because you don't want to come to work for like 5 straight days and work on it. I don't know. Phil Bullock says, I know I missed a lot, Phil, but how do you feel about your
working for 5 straight days? When has that ever happened?
We're asking a lot. It says, how do you feel about your boy 17, Phil? He missed it.
What about it? I feel like he's gonna get a contract. It'll get done. I'm not worried. He just needs. I just feel like that anybody who demands loyalty from the guy should also realize that loyalty goes both ways. Show him loyalty. Show him a reward for that loyalty. Yeah. Got that, Bill Bullock? Got that? That's a summary of how I feel.
Deluxe says the entire stadium will be paid for by team. The infrastructure is what DC is paying for. Buffalo and other cities are paying much, much more. That's what I'm saying. Like we're going above and beyond what most teams usually do. Just funny how that works, you know. I don't know.
If this stadium deal falls through the bottom because DC City Council decided that they were going to waste their time
working lunch,
there are going to be heads rolling when it comes to how the city views city council. People are going to be voted out when they find out who held this process up.
Yep.
Period.
They should. It should be public. Like, this is your fault. This is your doing. Whoever Mendelsohn is the name that keeps getting floating out there. Something Mendelsohn. I don't know his name, but
Mendelssohn's one of them. Hey, there's two of them. There's the other one. Damn, I cannot remember her name. She's also just grandstanding off of this. We can put this money towards free housing.
Oh, Mendelsohn's the chair. That's what it is.
And that's really the person who should be getting everybody off their ass because that's their job.
Yeah. Oh, here it goes. It's Mendelsohn, McDuffie, Bonds, White, Christina Henderson, Brienne Nadeau, Brooke Pinto, Matt Fruman, Janice George, Zach Parker, Charles Allen, hate him, and Wendell Fuller. Those are the council members. So Phil says you give him that top money. Yeah. Hey, go back to
DK money.
Yeah, go back. Was it 2 episodes ago? I think we talked about it. I think it
was not last week, but the week before we did that.
Anywhere from 30 to 34, maybe.
I said 30. I said somewhere in the 32 to 34 range. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really said give him $99 million over 3 years, and then 60 to 66 guaranteed. Why not? I think that's perfect. That's DK Metcalf money. He's got similar career stats to DK Metcalf. His consistency is better than DK Metcalf's.
DK's overpaid, though.
Everybody's overpaid at this point. Yeah, 3 years down the road, he won't be overpaid. Just 3 years down the road, receivers who are less than Terry will get bigger contracts just because of the natural progression of things. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so here's the bottom line. DC City Council needs to get up off their ass so we can start paying for this stadium. And then the Commanders need to get up off their ass so we can start paying Terry. Boom.
That's it.
Everybody start dishing out your money.
That's it. That's the bottom line. Okay, the Commanders now have a dedicated draft room, a war room. It's now called, without any further ado, I think I thought I had a drum roll on here somewhere. The Bobby Beathard draft room is now official.
Oh shit.
It's a thing. All right, there it is. The Bobby Beathard draft room. 5-time world champions. Bobby Beathard.
I like that. I like that everybody's getting this is a franchise that forever wouldn't honor anybody, and now we honor everybody.
Right. It's cool to have this. I mean, before it almost looked like they were just drafting in a break room under the previous, like a previous regime. Like they got a couple fold-out chairs around a table, and it just seems like this must be a dedicated space And I think many teams have these war rooms, but this is pretty cool. I'm not going to read the whole article, but I thought it was cool to bring up, man. And it goes back to Phil's point. This team is honoring key members of the past. Now, I don't have the numbers on Bobby Beathard, but I know he was very valuable and very loved by this franchise. His grandson was backup quarterback in San Francisco. What was his name?
CJ
Beathard. Is it Beathard or Bethard?
Bethard. We have mispronounced his last name for 40 years.
Yeah.
It's Bethard.
There you go. 4 Super Bowl appearances, 3 Lombardi trophies, several gold jackets produced by his brilliance in Washington. Adam Peters says, if I were half as good as him, we'll be all right. And that's the damn truth. And it's pretty cool, man. You can see there's some pictures of there's still there. I should know this.
He is in the Hall of Fame.
There you go. He has a bust. I think he was the first great GM, right? This franchise has seen.
He's actually one of the he's one of the guys who originated the I guess it's said bringing the GM en vogue as a very, very central figure. And it's because he worked with Joe Gibbs. I mean, they had a highly functional relationship. Bethard knew what to get Gibbs. Gibbs was able to communicate what he wanted. Yeah, they butted heads at times like anybody's going to do, but they butted heads in the process of figuring out what was the next good move to make. And yeah, it's fantastic that they're honoring him like that. Like I said, you really look before Bethard, you can't really name any GMs since him. There are plenty of GMs who have made big names in the world of sports by being known as great GMs. GMs are known almost as well as coaches at this point.
Yeah, especially the good ones.
Yeah. Bobby Bethard is certainly one of the first to really nail that title down.
Yep. Deluxe says Phil nailed it. Terry deal, RFK, foregone conclusions, all sides using time and pressure, just getting negotiations, getting the leverage. Phil Bullock says the draft is in DC next year. No, but it will be. No. Yeah.
2027.
There we go.
2027.
So it's coming. Marcus said Josh Harris doing something that Daniel Snyder's barely done. Embrace our legends. Yeah, man. Bobby Beathard quote, why? Because it's fun. On plaque above football. It says football is my whole life. This plaque right here. It's all I've ever.
They say that every time we do something with the legend. Every time we do something with a legend, we say that.
Well, we're saying that Josh Harris is doing that.
Yeah.
I think they all did it.
I don't know. No, not really. Not publicly.
I mean, maybe not as much as him, but I think.
Yeah, I mean,
they had a Sean Taylor fucking day every year.
But that's it. They never had anyone else in the Ring of Honor.
Dan Snyder.
No one came to alumni weekends. Nobody wanted to come to alumni weekends. So yeah, it's just cool to see, man. That's all. Final topic here. NBA draft happened. We are a semi 2/3 DC based podcast here. And the Wizards, there was some drama. So if you're tracking the drama, Ace Bailey wanted to come to DC. I don't know if it's a Jayden Daniels effect. I don't know, because the Wizards just shipped off Jordan Poole. And they just got CJ McCollum and Kelly Olynyk for some draft picks. So they're doing some shuffling. They have people who are like 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21. They're so young. And they picked up Tre Johnson out of Texas, and number 6 pick. He's an elite shooter, I think. And then Will Riley of the 21st pick, 6'8" wing with some length. But they did not get Ace Bailey. He went 5th, one ahead of them. So Wizards got some talent. Cooper Flagg went number 1 in the NBA draft. There was no question there. There was some political jockeying going on earlier. If you follow like Canoopel, am I saying his name right? People were jockeying, trying to figure out where he went, because the Wizards were thinking about trading for Ace Bailey, because Ace Bailey's agent says, I don't want to go to Charlotte. I don't want to go to Utah. I want to go to DC. And I'm actually shocked that the Wizards didn't trade to make that happen.
I agree. I mean, they got Tre Johnson, who's probably the best pure shooter in the draft in a league that, loves guys who can shoot threes, guys who do, who are just drill step backs left and right. Yeah, I mean, Tre Johnson's that guy. Plus, hey, last time we had Tre Johnson in DC, he did all right.
Yeah.
When he was healthy.
Dave made a good point. Rutgers had Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper and still weren't that good, right? Is that what you said in the chat earlier, Dev? That's crazy. But it went Cooper Flag in the first. It went Dylan Harper to the Spurs. Edgecombe at third to the Sixers.
Y'all got Tre though, right?
Tre Johnson.
Tre Johnson.
That dude is like. I mean, I guess high end. He could be Booker. I think one thing you're going to get at if y'all keep him. You know how the Wizards are, these young guys. If you keep him around, in about 3 years, he'll be a 25-point per gamer, bro. Legit scoring motherfucker, bro. I think he's one of the top 2 or 3 scorers in college. Like as far as a pure scorer, he's like college's Carmelo. He's not Carmelo. I'm not gonna say. But he's a guy that can straight up flat put buckets. And I think that's with the mixture of veterans y'all have and those older guys. I think the Wizards, man, could be like the Pistons last year, bro.
One step forward, one step back. The Wizards also drafted Will Riley later in the first round. Riley.
But Will Riley's a guy who grew from 5'9" to 6'6" during COVID. He grew from 6'6" to like 6'8", 6'9" since he went to college, dog.
He's a 4 that weighs 186 pounds.
But he's not. But I'm saying, you realize the guy was 5'9" going into his last.
Why would you draft him?
He's not. But the way NBA is, it's positionless basketball now. There's no such thing as a 5 and a 4. Those guys, he's going to play like a guard kind of wing kind of guy. He's going to be like a Jan Vesely. Yeah, he's going to be like a
actually.
He's grown like 2 inches.
Then they went and picked up Jameer Watkins in the second round.
Yeah, second round picks don't count in the NBA. They never
shooting guard. How many shooting guards do you need?
Second round picks don't make rosters in the NBA.
You does is draft wings. That's why they can't rebound for shit. And all they do is they want to launch threes. They want to be Golden State like every other team. Cool. Second round somebody's got to grab the boards.
Second round picks don't play in the NBA. Anything usually after about 15 don't play. So like
they do in the Wizards.
Nah, y'all can't name one second round player that actually plays. Not because of injury, but actually plays. There's not one on your team, man.
No, they sit the bench.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They never play, or they don't make the team. They're in G League. They don't make the team. Like, second round players don't exist in the NBA, man. You get lucky once every 4 or 5 years and get a Jokic or a Brunson or someone. Yeah. Or Mitchell Robinson. Like, that doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? That shit doesn't happen, bro. So like, if you get a game where this nigga scores 8 points, that's going to be a win in the second round, bro. He's not going to ever play. So you can exclude that. All you worried about is that first one and maybe the second one. I don't even think the second one will play. The second one comes back and he's George on y'all's team, man. That's a win.
Yeah.
I don't. The pick is Tre, man. I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to get to 25 this year, dog. But 3 years from now, dog, don't be surprised if he's a fringe all-star or an all-star. Don't be surprised, bro. I think him. Obviously, the first 3 picks, I would have went. Obviously, your boy in Mavs. I would have went Dylan Harper 2. I honestly would have went Ace Bailey 3 and then Tre. But Tre would have been in the top 5. Sorry. I don't. Y'all got a top 5 pick in my opinion, bro.
I hope so.
I know everybody in DC. I heard the radio. Y'all wanted Ace Bailey. I know
everyone wanted Ace Bailey.
It would have been a perfect pick for you guys. Yeah. But Ace Bailey's probably a headache.
Yeah.
Well, and I wonder how the Rutgers had Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper had an atrocious record.
Yeah, that's what I just said a second ago.
Yeah, like, it's fucking insane.
It's crazy. And Ryan makes a good point. They picked up Walter Clayton Jr., but that was for Utah. Tre. It was a pick trade. Like, it was, I don't know how it worked out. Predetermined pick trade. Too busy celebrating the whole trade. Then we get Illinois homeboy from Georgetown.
I think y'all gonna be okay. I think the 6'9" kid is gonna play like a guard, like a big like Joe Johnson type of a player. I think y'all gonna be pretty. I don't think y'all gonna be good. I'm not gonna say that, but I think he's gonna end up being a good player, man. Y'all might end up being a business, dog, next year.
Yeah, we got Micah Peavy in the second round.
Yeah.
Georgetown guard.
No, he got sent. He got
traded to New Orleans.
Man,
So we don't have a so what did we
going to
get?
G League anyways,
we got Will Riley. No, not Will Riley.
This is the second round tonight, so I don't know. I think it's happening right now.
Second round's right now.
No, we already drafted in the second round. Damn it, who did we get?
Yeah, Jameer Watkins, guard FSU.
Watkins.
Yeah. We traded Utah, so we did a trade with See, basketball's so weird. It's like 5-way trades, man. You can't keep track of it. 16 second round picks for the next 5 years. Hopefully they turn those into first rounders, man.
Second round picks. You'll have 16 dudes in the G League, bro.
Yeah.
None of them niggas is gonna play. Second round picks do not make the NBA
Ryan
roster.
says next Ray Allen is Tre Johnson. I hope so, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the potential. Yeah, that's asking way too much, bro. But yeah, man, Booker, that guy, he's one of them kind of guys that just shoots, man. He can get warm and keep going, dog. Pause.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be disappointed. That I was surprised y'all got him. I was like, wow. At first I was like, oh my God, these niggas gonna get Ace Bailey. They're gonna be hyped. And then he went to Utah. You could tell he was sick about that too, because he wanted. I think he wanted to go either your guys or Grizzlies or some shit. I think it's where he wanted to.
He did not want to go to Utah.
Yeah, he did not. No black man wants to go to fucking Utah, bro.
There's nothing there.
White women are okay to me. I'll be all right. But Utah, polygamy. They got that.
They are the most NBA players. Have you ever been to All-Star Weekend?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Salt Lake City's fun.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of random gambling out there and all that too. Salt Lake City's an interesting place.
Yeah,
it is.
Marcus says later, family. My mother Janice Edlin's birthday. Talk to you later. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Mama Edlin.
Mama Edlin, happy birthday! Happy birthday! Hope you have a good one. Congratulations!
Hey, is your mama from Lebanon, Marcus? I'm pretty sure your mama knew my mama if she was.
Your mama knew my mama.
Yeah, 100%.
But this is the same team, by the way. This is the same team, the Wizards, that just signed Chris Middleton to a 3-year deal.
I mean, but that's the thing that they're doing. The NBA is kind of a weird animal, man. The reason it works is that teams like this will take on those veterans.
They picked up his player option for $33 million.
Yeah, but what they do is they pick these guys up because they can afford the salary cap hit. And what they do is in order to pick those guys up in trades, they take on draft picks, which they'll use later. And that's what bad teams do. I mean, we did it for years. That's why we ended up getting all them draft picks to get Towns and fucking Bridges and Brunson. We had like fucking 12 first-round picks in the lottery, dog. We got rid of all them picks to get these guys. We still got like 3 more, honestly. The Knicks still got like 3 more. They could just, that's why it's weird. Look at OKC. OKC still has lottery picks coming up in the next couple of drafts, dog.
Yeah.
Because all the trades they made.
She's from Lebanon, Dev.
Yeah. Ask your mom. She knows Eunice, man, from Campbellsville. Passed away in 2012. But ask her, she knows it, man. She probably 100% has to know it.
There you go. NBA draft's going on. We just thought I'd put it out there. We'll see what happens. Wizards are the Wizards, man. Every year it's supposed to be rebuilding. Last year was a true rebuild. I think they are truly rebuilding, but that's neither here nor there. I just hope that they are able to find a way, man. The Wizards have a super, super young core.
I got a little nucleus, man. Where'd y'all get that boot next year? Alex Sarr, who I would have picked number 1. I told y'all all this. I would have picked Sarr number 1, bro.
Yeah.
Only thing he's missing is a consistent jumper, dog. He's defensively, he's ready, needs to pick up some weight, but he's a guy who shouldn't be playing center. He should be playing power forward, but he can't play power forward.
He's too thin.
He should play power forward. He'd be a problem.
Yeah.
But y'all need a center for him to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, man, if that guy ends up, Alex Sarr is at least an average 3-point shooter next year, dog. And this Tre guy is going to be an above average 3-point shooter, I think. He's going to be an above average scorer in about 2 or 3 years. Getting rid of Poole was the best thing happened to Tre.
They have a super young core, man. They have a super young core.
Getting rid of Poole was the best thing y'all did, bro.
Yeah. Why is that? You think he was bad for the team?
Man, he's a gun. The guy y'all got, McCollum's more of a distributor and a guy who gets everybody involved and can set pace. Poole's he's a gun, bro.
Yeah.
He shoots ridiculous shots. If you need a spark off the bench or somebody to put buckets in that you would need Poole for that. Other than that, you don't need him.
Right. Marcus says, Phil says, have y'all thought about what game you might go to this year? No, we haven't. I mean, people want to go to week 1 as the Giants, but I'm looking at tickets, man. They're just so expensive. I want to go so bad.
I think my one NFL game this year is going to be see my daughter.
There you go. She's there for the air place. Cheers for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yep. I'm try to hit them up in maybe Cincinnati or Indiana. I haven't got my real ID yet, so I can't fly.
Nah.
I got to drive. Yeah. I might get it while I'm off these 2 weeks.
I mean, we don't play Arizona this year. We've been playing Arizona a lot.
I know. I was hoping we'd play them. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, would have been nice. Just a reminder, everyone. Key off-season dates coming up. Commanders rookie class reports July 18th to Commanders Park, and then veterans report July 22nd.
Can veterans come out the 18th?
Rookies on the July 18th, veterans on the 22nd. So the rookie and. I don't know the legalities of it. It's probably something to do with, bargaining agreements, collective bargaining, and NFL PA rules or something. So
I know like Jayden wanted to show up with the rookie.
Yeah, he might, and I guess they give rookies 4 days to get that leg up. But we'll see what happens, man.
Are you going to any training camps?
I don't know. Like, it hasn't even been said like what dates are open to the public yet. Like they just said the dates. They haven't put out anything as far as when you can come. Is it season ticket holders this day, gold team members this day, VIPs this day? They put out nothing. So if we can, I would love to, but I don't know. We'll see. Ryan says the Wizards team's going to be a dog. Getting Poole out was a monster win. Keyshawn George is going to be a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
real ID line game was faster. Get a real ID. Get you a real ID.
Dude, I try to make an appointment. It's like 2-3 months. If you go down there, you're sitting there for 8 hours, man. Easy. Well, I took my son down there to get his real ID. We went in line at 8 in the morning, and we went out to eat and went to Walmart grocery shopping, and then took the groceries home, and then went back. He was still in line. His space was still literally there, and we still sit there and waited like another 2 hours before.
Really?
Yeah, we did all that shit. Like, we went in there at courthouse and got a ticket and told us our number and went to all them places and came back.
That's crazy.
He had an appointment. Still was like that.
Yeah.
Whack, bro. Jesus Christ. Hey, they say the job, they say the unemployment rates up, man. Hey, go courthouse needs to start hiring some motherfuckers, man. DMV.
That's getting paid good money to sit there and piss off everybody else.
Man, get all up there and then you ain't got a bill with your name on it or some fucked up shit. Like, it's just, you wait in line 6-7 hours, get up there and tell you missing some dumb shit.
2 places I can't stand is the clerk of court's office and the DMV.
Our clerk's office, you can get in that motherfucker like 5
And our DMV is actually pretty good out here in rural Virginia, like, because it's never terribly busy for the most part, at least when I've had to go. But I wouldn't want to go in like Fairfax.
Our clerk's office is like 5 minutes.
I know the MVA sucks.
You can get your tags and everything done like 5
The MVA is terrible. I remember that. The MVA was terrible in the 80s. I remember just feeling like I was there forever as a little kid whenever my parents had to go to the MVA.
Man, the thing about the DMV here, it's like there's a semi-pro AA baseball team here, and it's literally shares the parking lot with the Bowling Green hot rods. So so you literally like literally hanging out
So
in the
it's
lobby
saying
of
that
the
go during the away game.
Stadium. Yeah, you're like hanging out in the baseball like outside the baseball stadium, man. It's like literally the benches outside the DMV are like welded into the wall of the baseball field on the outside, on the outfield. It's crazy as shit, dog.
That's wild.
By the way,
Bullock, we addressed your question about the draft in DC directly earlier. 2027.
Is it? I thought it was next year.
No, 2027.
Is it? Oh, for the NDC. Yeah, there you go. 2027. Comment addressed. All right, guys. Shoot, man. I think that is culmination, fellas. Hour 25. Good little show.
We're not gonna do those questions today. We're gonna do that next week.
What questions?
Table that for next week. The ones I sent you, the 3 questions.
We did those.
Oh yeah, I guess we did.
Yeah, it was the thing from Marcus, right?
No, the thing I sent.
Yeah, that was from.
That was from Marcus. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I got my shit backwards.
The 3 questions. Yeah, the 3 questions. He was the motivation.
You know what it is? You know what it is? I read a thing that's 4. It was 4 questions. It was a separate thing. It was 4 questions I forgot to send you. That's all right. We don't need to do 7 questions about this team.
Yeah, it was. I was focused on the Marcus question from his that he posted on that.
Yeah, forgive me. I've been up since 6 in the morning. I'm a little delirious right now.
All good, man. All good.
I wish I could get up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, get up earlier.
Fuck yeah. I gotta be putting up
the
car together by 6.
I go to work.
You do for good. I couldn't get up. I tried, but I can't anymore.
Glug, 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 glug. Steve's underwater. Glug, glug, glug.
I know. I think I'm back. Am I back from being underwater?
Yeah.
All right.
I like picking on you for it.
I know. It always happens, man. Every time. All right, fellas. Any closing shots, words? Jason, they haven't announced the tickets yet for training camp. They have not. So we're waiting ourselves.
Yeah, I wanna get some training camp information. Nobody knows when they're gonna come out.
No, I'm sure it'll be soon. People are gotta start planning for it.
Are you gonna go?
If it's available, of course I'm gonna go. I would love to. I try to go to the joint practice. Like I went to the Raiders joint practice. I mean the Ravens joint practice. If it's available, I'm going.
We joint practicing with them and somebody else this year, right? 2 teams. New England,
Cincinnati and Patriots, right?
No, doing the Patriots and the Ravens.
Oh yeah. The Ravens one was fun,
week.
Man.
So we're going to the Patriots, and then the Ravens will be coming here later on in training camp.
Yeah.
All right, I got a extra value meal at Popeyes on whoever beats up Andrews.
Baby back, bitch. In the words of Phil. I like that. Guys, next week is, if I'm not mistaken, next Thursday is the 4th of July. So, I'm sorry, no, 3rd of July. So we'll see. I think we'll be able to have a show.
We'll have a show next week. Going into your holiday weekend, you get to hear the smooth and dulcet tones of one Steve Lim, Dev Shears, and Phil Croniger.
That's right. On the ones and twos. Jason says, "I'm actually."
Which I forgot what station Magic is.
I know.
I was figuring out 3 numbers. I was like, wait.
You're in the California Disney or the Florida Disney, Jason?
Yeah, where are you? Yeah, which Disney are you at?
It's probably down in Florida, the one that matters.
Ryan said, "Got back to working out, looking at
big money. You going to Disney?
Looking at what my kids say, a big back, building a gym in the basement, bought a Peloton bike. That's good, man. You just got to get started, dude. Just get started. That's the secret. So keep going, man. Push each other. That's what we got to do, man. Push each other, support each other, because we all we got, man. We all we got. A better Ryan is good. I posted something on my X earlier. So I'm reading this book, David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. He says something real quick, and I think it's worth sharing. He says, our culture has become hooked on the quick fix, the life hack, efficiency. Everyone's on the hunt for that one simple action algorithm that nets the maximum profit with the least amount of effort. There's no denying this attitude may get you some trappings of success if you're lucky, but it will not lead to a callous mind or self-mastery. If you want to master the mind and remove your governor, you have to become addicted to hard work, because passion and obsession, even talent, are only useful tools if you have the work ethic to back them up. So
what David Goggins is saying is work harder, not smarter.
There you go. It has its place, but nothing replaces hard work and work ethic. I think that's what he's saying. Phil said, I'm up.
Learn to combine the two. I have yet to find that balance. I work hard at things I work smarter at, or I work smart at things I should work harder at.
Yeah. Phil Bullock's up at 4:40 every day. Good Lord, man. You should be in bed, brother. But thank you for staying with us. Ryan says Jake Paul gets his ass whooped Saturday against Julio Cesar shot. Why did I not know that was happening? I did not know.
So I knew that was happening, but that's because Jake Paul puts on this event and completely ruined another boxing event that had to get delayed because of that. He literally caused another boxing event to move to another date.
I'll tell you the one y'all missed. Y'all missed the boxing match. I'm going to send it to you right now, Steve. This is the boxing match I missed. I'm just going to tell you the Commandthispod podcast. The boxing match between Pookie and Baked Beans.
Pookie and Baked Beans.
Oh my God!
Ironically, the white chick is Pookie. I've never seen a white chick named Pookie in my life.
Should I show this? Is this gonna be a copyright?
Probably, but fuck it. Throw it up there. We got $5 from what's his face?
Neo Nero. All right, let's go.
Yeah, Neo Nero.
Let me pause this music here really quick. Okay, I'm playing this.
Baked beans, son. Oh,
well, those luck shoes are 1-0.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, 904, Jacksonville.
Oh, Pookie come out with it.
Well, the
Baked beans.
commentary is great.
Gotta watch that head. Time.
They let him punch in the back of the head.
Man, you call it
smoking the dome down.
It's not
doing no damage.
No, it's doing 0 damage right now.
Yeah.
That one right there was a waffle punch.
Oh, let's get a
Here
little
comes Pookie.
Break them up, ref.
I can't
Break
see
them up.
because the
She's gonna wear herself out punching like that.
Both of them seems like they are. Yes.
You don't never have to wonder about that girl loving you though.
Oh
She
shoot!
does.
Pookie, Baked Beans versus
Gotta
Pookie.
pick that head up.
She's got to pick her head up.
Bro,
Come on.
They are just bulldozing at each other.
There's some punches being thrown.
They're starting to swing a little.
Quit hiding your
They're
faces.
starting to swing a little.
Oh!
You really think this is going to be a good fight?
Yes.
Baked Beans versus Pookie. You know?
Well, Baked Beans has been talking a lot on social media.
Man, y'all got 22 more seconds, girls. Here we go.
That was it.
Pookie got it.
Pookie.
Old Baked Bean got completely gassed.
That's great. Jason said he's in Florida, Dev. Speaking of healthy, heading home tomorrow, going to hit up Raising Cane's. Raising Cane's is great, man.
I've never been there. We got like 2 of them here.
They only sell chicken, so the menu's very small, but it's good. It's good. It's really good chicken.
All right, real quick. Speaking of
they
chicken,
got them gas stations
have
here.
either one of y'all been to a Hangry Joe's?
Yes, they just have one down the street from our house. Not bad.
All right, because they got one. They put in. There's one in Harrisburg. It's been there for a little while, and I've yet to go, but I kind of want to.
It's pretty good.
But it's very good.
It's not bad. There's another place called Days Hangry Chicken. It's a little bit better. I had that up in Gaithersburg, but Hangry Joe's isn't that bad.
What does Hangry Joe's have? What is their specialty as far as their chicken?
I feel like it's hot roast there.
Is it hot? Is it hot? Is it like hot fried chicken?
Hot honey is all the rage. They have that.
I like hot honey. But...
they have the buffalo or regular. It's
also
like, it's also limited menu in my opinion as well. I wish there was just more variety.
They serve alcohol?
Not that we've always got them through DoorDash, so I don't
okay, but they have a sign there that says Hangry Joe's Chicken and it has next to it Hub. And I was like, Hub?
Oh, really?
Hub?
Yeah, I think it's a hot chicken place. Like, they have wings but yeah, just good stuff. All right, guys. Please hit that like and subscribe button. I know most of y'all subscribed anyways. We appreciate y'all kicking it with us on a fine Thursday night, man. We'll be back July 3rd, hopefully, for the day before July 4th weekend. So, fellas, any last words?
Watch Ironheart. Not horrible, not great.
There you go. Ironheart.
Cool out there.
It's a heat wave.
My anniversary is on the 1st. What's our next podcast date on?
The 3rd.
July 3rd.
Thursday, the 3rd. The 1st is a Tuesday. There you go.
I'll be in Metropolis,
where Superman lives.
It's where the weed capital is. That's where I'm going.
Yeah. real quick, the Texas Senate did all this lobbying, and they got all these people together, and they passed a bill to basically outlaw marijuana in the state of Texas.
Oh.
And then the governor Abbott said, "Nope, I veto that." And so they were all like, "What just happened? We just lobbied. You said you were going to agree to it," and went to his desk and he vetoed it because he wants to regulate it all. So he goes, "Yes," but they're spinning it as Lieutenant Governor Patrick spinning it as he wants to, we are a Christian state, and it would be a violation of all of our laws and our morals to legalize marijuana. And Abbott's just trying to say, look, we can make some money off it. We can legalize it. We can regulate the shit out of it and make a ton of money. So I just thought that was funny. Texas, you're cracking
And
me up
everybody
right
thinks
now.
Abbott's like this, like rabid, like total, like super right wing guy. And here he is. Like,
He is at times, but man, I was just like you. I clapped like a motherfucker. I was like, this is fantastic. They're so pissed off and they don't know what to do. Then I was like, oh, why don't you guys have that same energy for the tobacco and alcohol industry? Right? Because he started saying, oh, it's such a bad thing. The Pediatric Association of Texas said this is such a bad drug. And I'm like, y'all don't have the same feeling for alcohol or tobacco.
all
just
that
regulate
wrong.
it, dude. Just regulate it. Come on. Appreciate everyone checking in. Jason, Ryan, Phil, Deluxe, Marcus, who else did we miss? John Taman earlier on. Thank you so much, Neo Nero, for the donations. Ryan says Dave is fantastic too. There you go. And Hangry Joe. See, you got another validation. All right, guys, we'll be back next week. Thank you so much. Audio for this podcast will be out shortly. All right, guys. Peace. Hail. We out.
Bro, as a dude that pranked his dad, I sent y'all a link. He pranked his fucking dad and made a wanted post on the online of him stealing chicken from a store. And then he came in and told him, and he had he bugged the fuck out. He thought he was really in trouble. He went and called the store. It was crazy, dog. He was like bugging the fuck out, man.